People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are. I'm Abs of October Red. And look who finally decided to turn up. Dillian Whyte, welcome.
I promise you it'll turn up after my when my next fight's announced. You know, I try and
Dillian, this was supposed to happen from Monday.
oh, things happen. I'm just sitting around waiting for October Red, and it's a fight week, and I got media stuff to do and traveling and done a lot. I got a lot of things done, you know, and then I have commitments and stuff. So yeah.
But you know what? I'm grateful that you're here. One of my favorite fighters and one of my favorite people in life. I got a lot of time for you, Dill.
Thank you.
Dillian, you go in again in Gibraltar where you got the coin. You got the special coin with your face on it, but you're going up against, is it Ebenezer Tete?
Is it this coin? No, this ain't the coin, but anyway, I'll show you.
You got a special coin, ain't it?
Yeah.
Why did they give you that? I'm not taking the mic, but like, how did you get that? Because like, you just don't get your face with like coins on it.
Why?
Well, what? Yeah, but why? That's what I'm asking. Why, ain't it?
Because
What makes you so special?
I'm not special. One thing, I'm not special. It was a big event. It was like the first professional boxing event, and then obviously with my life story. I know the Gibraltar is a massive tie to Jamaica. I think back in the World War II, they sent like 2,000 Gibraltarians to Jamaica to help rebuild and stuff and to seek refuge. So most people here that's over the age of 60 probably was born in Jamaica. Or their mom and dad was born there.
You know, I didn't know that.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you listen enough, you learn something new every day.
I'll tell you what, fair play. So listen, we've got to talk about your fight then. Listen, did you like the song I chose for you on Instagram as well for our live?
No. Terrible song.
I thought it was quite fitting.
Well, October has got our own style, and the rest of the world has got their own style.
Well, I thought it was all right. But anyway, you fight Saturday then. Getting this fight made, Dillian, because like your career has just been up, down, side, this all over the place. Talk to me.
Getting this fight made was obviously, we was talking about other fights, strategic fights made. There's lots of options that was going on and was ongoing. But, you know, it came to a point where we ran out of time. It's the end of the year. Either wait and go next year or do a quick turnaround and get something done. And obviously, Shai from the zone, the CEO, obviously, you know, someone I know and someone who we work with a long time with all the Matchroom shows, and I got a lot of respect for him. So reach out to him, and he put me in touch with his team, and we got something done, and it was a quick turnaround. And he's also from Gibraltar as well, and they wanted to do an event as part of the end of the year, Christmas season. So yeah, and I was like, you know what, fight this year, get another one in, so next year can go into some bigger fights. Hopefully, starting next year and then having one more comeback fight. So now I was like, you know what, it's 4 or 5 weeks, but yeah, let's get it on.
So a lot of people don't know that you kind of like run more or less your own management and kind of like promotional company. You know, you got fingers in pies, not in the garden, but in the pies. So talk to us about,
I don't.
Talk to us about having that business mindset, Dillian. Sorry, you know it's going to go left with you and I
just want to help people, man. You know, no one helped me when I was coming through. So I just wanted to. There's so many fighters around, good fighters with so much potential that people so overlook them because they haven't had the name or the amateur pedigree, or they're not massive ticket sellers. And obviously, I can relate to that, and obviously a similar kind of story coming up. So I was like, you know what? Let me try and, you know, and expand a little bit, give back a little bit, and help a couple of guys, and then sign 1 fight, and then sign 2, and then 3 and 4, and then after I just sort of just. It's like my boxing career. I didn't go into boxing expecting to be a world champion and to be whatever. I just went to boxing to learn to box better for kickboxing. And then my coach saw ability and stuff and said, yeah, you can be a world champion. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then it just sort of take over my life, and it's saving up with the promotion, you know?
Yeah, but you didn't give up with that. But one of the fighters that you did sign that I think you've managed him extremely well is Fabio Wardley. The way that you guys have dealt with him, you know, ensuring that he's on a fight-by-fight basis, maneuvering him with his promotional company into the position that he got into. And then obviously now he's signed with Queensbury. been in really good fights. He had the David Adelaide fight for the British, then, you know, Fraser Clark twice for the British. Managing Fabio, would you say that's a good blueprint to start off with when it comes to business management of a fighter?
You know, Fabio is a great example. But I try and look at all aspect of it. You know, so we've had fighters who debut with us. We've had fighters like John Arden Jr., who is, you know, or just help out because he's a friend of mine, and obviously he just wanted an opportunity. You know what I mean? Obviously, he wanted an opportunity. And obviously, he did a long stint in prison and stuff like that, and no one was giving someone that opportunity. So I just wanted to. So for me, that's a personal achievement in itself. Then you got Fabio Wadi, Rick Kapoor, whatever his name is, not Czech Congo. I mean Chris Congo and all of these guys. You know what I mean? You know, all of these guys, Babbage, Sagam, all of these people, Thomas Carty, all these people we've helped and managed. So Fabio is obviously the one that stands out the most because he's just on the verge of fighting for a world title. You know, but it's been a great journey so far. Obviously, alongside my career as well as helping me, put him on the undercards, put him in position, telling him, listen, forget that fight, take this fight, do this, do that, and they trust us and believe in us and allow us to obviously to guide their career without question. So it's been amazing, man.
How do you do that with the fighters? I know obviously you're coming from the position of a fighter yourself. You're active and still managing. So how do you ensure that your fighter is in those best fights for him, like his career is guided to get him into a good position? Because I will say it again, Fabio's done extremely well. He's the one that didn't have the amateur background. He's the one that's the white collar fighter, and the way that he's pushed through and really excelled in his career. You got to give some credit to how you've managed him, but how do you do that, Dillian? How do you look at a fighter and manage them like that?
I'm an active fighter, so I'm still studying the game. I'm still studying opponents. I'm still watching fights. I'm still very involved in it at a blood and tears level. You understand? So I know what it takes. There's some great promoters that's just good at business, but I look at it from a blood and tears level. You know what I mean? I'm still shedding blood. I'm still crying tears for boxing, over boxing. So I look at it from that and I think, okay, what would I have done in this stage? Okay, what mistake did I make? How can I correct it? How can I avoid these things? So that's one good thing that I have. And I think, okay, he can be ready for this guy in 6 to 12 months. He can possibly beat him now, but in 6 to 12 months, he's in a much better position. So that's how I do it, you know? That's how I do it. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm some genius or I'm some mastermind or whatever. No, I just look at my mistakes and my right doing and my wrongdoings and just guide their career somewhere in the middle there, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. So obviously you're trying to, you know, get yourself back in the mix. I did speak to Derek Chisora about potentially having that like finale fight with you. Like it's on my channel. I was like, yeah, is the last fight going to be Dillian? Because obviously he's going up against Otto Wallin. Talk to us about that in the chat. I just want to say, just bear with me. I will get to your questions shortly, but I just need to iron some things out with you.
You know, there's sort of fight Solis there, but it depends on what he does in his fight coming up. Because if he gets beat up, which I don't think he will, I think he probably is not a good enough of getting outboxed. I don't think he will get beat up. But if he gets beat up bad, separate box, you never know. Then it makes that fight. It just makes it a little bit unattractive, you know what I mean? If he beats her to Wallin, then it's an amazing fight, and it's a great way to go out as well, you know. But let's see what happens, you know. But it's heavyweight boxing, and Derek is people will turn out to see him fight because he's become a bit of a national hero, you know, because of his fight, and obviously me and him got a history, and you know we both come to fight, and people know if me and him get in the ring, we're gonna slug it out. You know, I'm not gonna run around and move about and fiddle faddle with him. No, I'm gonna go to war with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we did this already.
But yeah, I can imagine that fight. And I know you said that potentially if he loses to Otto, there won't be that excitement. But I don't know. I believe, and this is just my opinion as a boxing fan, it doesn't matter if he loses. I still think that's a big fight, you know, potential good epic finale for Derek. We know he likes his trilogies. He's done it before. And I think for the British fans, like, you know, you've got Zimbabwe, Jamaica, it's even like, you know, both British guys going up against it. And I think we'd love to see that deal.
Honestly, I never had a trilogy before. I'd love to watch a trilogy, to be honest, because in boxing, I just there's certain little things I want to achieve. You have to say, I'd love to be a world champion. I'd love to make this money. I'd love to do this and that. Well, there's certain little things that personal for me that I'd love to achieve and like to do, and I'd love to have a trilogy, you know, obviously. And this will be a good one. You know, obviously the first 2 fights is good. You know, we're both nearing the end of his career as well, so it makes a good fights. You know what I mean? So yeah.
You know, when you look at it like that, and like you said, you know, fighters have that ambition to be a world champion. They're getting it for that. You're getting it for learning, but the goal is to, you know, to earn a world championship belt.
Yeah.
I remember when I had Kamil Sokolowski on a live, and he wanted that same thing, and he was talking about being put in against you. And not that he wished that he didn't have that fight, but when you have ambitions and he's going in as like the B side, and it was sort of like after him fighting you.
He was the A side because he beat an undefeated prospect. I'll tell you what happened.
Come on.
He beat an undefeated prospect by knockout. I can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, let me have a look. I'm going to go back through your box rec. Think of it, but I'm going to go back through your box rec.
He beat an undefeated guy from up north somewhere. What's his name?
I'm looking on his record now.
I can't remember the guy's name, and it was this tallish guy as well. He was like, he was doing stuff at the time, and then Kamil Sokolowski beat him. He doesn't box anymore. The kids stopped boxing. I think that was his last fight. I think maybe, but what's his name?
Was that before or after you though? Because he had you for his second fight.
Before me, before.
Adam Makaj. Where him gone? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you go live. People cut in and out. Phone calls come through. It cuts out the live. I'm going to try and get him to log back out and log back in. It does happen. It's happened earlier with Frank Smith. It will happen again. We just have to keep on moving. So let me just tell him to jump. Oh, is he come back in? Yeah, he's going to have to jump out and jump back in. I will get to the questions in the chat. As you can see, I've been trying to arrange this live with Dillian for a bit. So what was your phone ringing?
Sorry, someone called me and it moved.
Put your phone on do not disturb. You can do that when you're out with a wife. You can do it when you're on here with me.
I'd never have my phone in disturb.
Now I can't see anything, Dillian.
Wait, I'm trying to do disturb, man. Relax.
Geezer.
I'm trying
If you've just joined us, Dillian's having some technical difficulties.
Not technical difficulties. People just keep calling me. It's Fat Week. People is calling.
Yeah, but obviously you're popular, aren't you?
No, I'm not popular.
Yeah, so what you're on about Kamil Sokolowski?
Yeah, he fought a guy and he beat the guy, and then obviously they invested in this guy and he beat the guy, and they goes, oh, listen, there's a guy that's beating an undefeated guy of our prospect of ours, and we want someone to beat him up. And I fought the week before or 2 weeks before. And they go, want someone to beat him up. And they goes, how much did it take for you to come up and fight him? And I said, give me a couple of grand and pay for my stuff, and I come and beat him up. And Kamil Sokolowski was a tough guy at the time. And I went up and backed him up. Yeah,
Naila Ball. Was that who it is?
Yes. I think that's who it was. One of those guys that he beat. And then, yeah, you know.
Yeah, shout out to Sportsmaster that put that in there. Yeah, so your career... Yeah, go on. What was you going to say?
I was going to say, I'm not sure if it's nailable. I don't want to put anyone's name out there that's not right, and then I start getting stick for it. But I think it is, I can't remember anyway, but yeah, whatever. The fans know more than me.
Well, do they? But your career then, Dill, it's been a bit stop-start. I was just looking at, like, your box rec.
It's been like that since the start of my career, man.
Why?
Just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can sit here and say it's because of this, it's because of that. It's because it's a mixture of things. Mixture of things. Some of it's my fault, some of it's not. It's just a mixture of things. I mean, it just, and sometimes, you know, it's boxing and life is like a poker game. You have to play with the cards you've been dealt with. You know what I mean? And especially if you're someone that goes against the grain, I don't say yes to everything and do everything that you're supposed to do or been told to do. And sometimes you just get dealt by the hands, and you have to just, you do one or two things, quit or just keep going.
One of the things I was looking forward to, obviously I was there And what I will say is thank you so much, because you were like, you know what, I've got to get on October Red's channel, things like that, Dill. I don't forget, because sometimes, obviously, you know, I'm a up and coming channel, a smaller channel, and you've always given me the time of day, which I appreciate. That fight, I was really looking forward to it. We had Derek James in one corner, Buddy McGirt in your corner. And it was like, this is almost going to be like the battle of the boxing brains, the battle of the ex-fighters turned trainers. It wasn't necessarily just about yourself and Anthony Joshua. And then all of a sudden we get the news like test. And I'm like, no, not again, man. What is going on? I almost wanted to strangle you, because what happens is like the fans always presume, yeah, it's like we almost presume like, you know what it is? It's his fault. And we start like, what's going on?
That's listen, there's lots of it's a complex situation, you know. Obviously there's still things happening and still going on behind the scenes and whatever, but there's more news out there on what happened and whatever. But it is what it is, you know. I'm not gonna go on about it. I'm just, it's like it's a bad part of my career that I want to forget and focus on moving forward and doing what I gotta do Sunday and moving on. So, you know, it's just an unfortunate situation, man. It is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna go back and forth with people, but listen, people can make their opinion and say what they want to say. You can clear your name, do whatever you want. 100 people can say, yep, here is the facts, and there'll still be some idiots that will still go on about whatever. So whatever. My skin's thick. See, my skin is like a crocodile. Look how thick it is.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but
look how thick my skin is.
To be fair, I don't get that close to you to know what your skin's like.
But I'm showing you. Look, it's thick, quite thick.
I'm happy. I'm happy that
you
you've
get
got...
it from my...
No, we're not going to do this. We're not. No. We're not going to do this. We're going to be well behaved, because this is live. Yeah. So I know.
I'm back enjoying myself. I'm back fighting again. So
you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy because I've said it loads of times, Dillian. Like we've got like characters in the heavyweight division, and there's only a few left. And I've said it time again. Deontay Wilder, he was one of them before. Obviously, you know, he just changed or whatever. So I'll leave that there.
There's some great up-and-coming fighters at the minute, but not a lot.
Who are they to you, though? I was about to say, all right, then. When you look at characters in boxing, Dillian, who would you say?
There's none that's up-and-coming. There's none that's up-and-coming. There's some good fighters up-and-coming. They're really good prospects.
Who, in your opinion?
Fabio Wardley. You got Moses Vatuma. You got who's it there? You got David Adelaide is come back, you know, obviously. Solomon Duckers is a good fighter. I spot him a lot as well, obviously. Unfortunately, he got killed at
What did you think of that? What did you think of that KO?
I don't know. Solomon Duckers is a good fighter. I spot Solomon. He's very active. He's very rangy, top amateur, and very... He's like with boxing brain, but he just seemed like he did warm up properly. He seemed like he was almost... I don't know. Heavyweight boxing is a strange thing, man. Heavyweight boxing is... You can be a fighter today and then tomorrow you just, I don't know. It's strange, you know what I mean? It was a strange one, obviously. You could see what David Adelaide was trying to do. My surprise is, with his pedigree and his amateur background and the experience he have, he wasn't able to realize, because Adelaide was trying to slip the jab and swing the left hook in, and he was setting up by throwing a few hard, stiff run-running jabs, and Solomon was just backing up. He was being very negative. That's my opinion. I'm sure I'm gonna get stick for saying it, but that's what he was doing. He was very negative in the fight, and he just seemed like he couldn't bother. But some guys, sometimes it takes them a round or two to warm up, which is dangerous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't even argue with that. But David Adelaide come out on top, and like you said, he's back. Obviously, he come up short against Fabio. So I can't really see Fabio and David going at it again at this level, but I think that's a potential fight for further down the line, because Fabio surely got to be on the cusp of world now, right?
I think so too, but obviously it's still very inexperienced. He's experienced, but he's inexperienced at the same time. So obviously, if a world title fight come up, great. If it doesn't come up, then we got to keep him busy, and obviously he needs to fight. He needs to to stay active. So we got to see what's there. But it's a dangerous spot because now, who does he fight next? You know what I mean?
Who does he? Yeah.
Does he wait or does he risk it? You know what I mean? Like I was in the same position for a long time that he's in, where I was just risking the number one position for forever. You know, fighting these dangerous fights and then risk against Povetkin and lose the first time. But the good thing is immediate rematch, so that didn't really affect nothing really.
Yeah, I remember that. Do you feel like sometimes it's different? What is it? It's a bear that's been patched up. That's a bit of a. Are you into like the goth things as well?
No,
goth.
It tells the story.
Talk to me. Tell me a story, Dillian.
One eye's got love in it, and the other eye's got hate in it. That's love, and that's hate.
Is that you? Is it?
No.
Would you say that you've got love on one side and hate on the other? Or is it just pure hate with you?
I got love for everyone and for everything, but I also got a lot of rage as well and a lot of anger. So, so you know, you have to have balance. That's what I've gotten more as I got older. It's more balance and more, you know, just a bit more balance. I was a bit too much one way when I was younger. I was just.
Did boxing teach you that balance, though? Would you say that boxing's helped, like, discipline your mind and calm you down a bit?
Martial arts taught me that balance, you know. But
Did
I
it?
already knew it, but I didn't care. I was like, I don't care about that. But getting older and stuff and just realizing, you know, I mean, I'm still the same person. I'm still just as angry, but I'm just like, you know what? I'll leave that alone. You know what? I'll leave that alone.
You pick your battles.
Yeah. But you never know, you might just get a random day and then I might wild up for something that I let slip 2 days ago.
And this is why I keep on going on about it, that you and Derek Chisora are a match made in heaven for boxing. I will never forget the table flipping, Mark Tibbs throwing the water at him. You know, that all of that was, it's what British boxing needed. It's controversial, I get it. It was reminiscent to David Haye and Derek Chisora as well. There's certain moments in boxing that you remember because they're really entertaining. And you know what, Dill? Sometimes it's not even the fights. It's the lead up.
Yeah, no, it's people like stories and good drama and good animosity. They love all of that. You know what I mean? It's just life where, as human beings, we always been into fighting and, you know, and scrapping and fight for power, fight for struggle, fight for survival. So it just gives it a little bit more, isn't it? It's like, you know, it's just like some of these guys. It says, "Oh, I do my talking in the ring." Okay, that's cool, but interesting. You know, that's all it is. It's like you think, no disrespect to Daniel Dubois, he's done good. He beaten AJ, but you think that's probably the biggest win in the past 5-6 years, apart from Usyk beating Fury. It's like it's not as big as Daniel Dubois beating AJ. Really, is it?
I hear
it's
it.
massive. The Usyk Fury is massive, but
of course,
from a fan and spectator's point of view, it's like, whoa, Daniel Dubois knocked out Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but he's not really getting. Damn it! Wait.
All I can see is big thumbs on the screen. Oh,
see what?
I could just see big thumbs on the screen.
Wait. This thing's moving mad. Wait, hold on. This stupid app you send me is stupid, man. It keeps saying to download. It keeps saying me to download one duck thing. What does it say?
So why are you on the side now?
It's so difficult.
You know what? You know how many people I have on this something I don't have any problem. There you go. Daniel Dubois beating Anthony Joshua. Then
like media.
You know what? I love the teeth deal. I'm gonna get mine done as well. I love the teeth.
Someone come get the auntie, please, man. Someone come get the auntie. Tell one of your kids to come get their mum, man. Please don't get that done to your teeth, please.
Why?
Please, man. Just tell someone come get their mum, please. And bring her a cup of tea.
Their mum. Listen, let me go into the chat and see what we've got in here. Dirty boxing habit. Huh?
Let's talk about Daniel Dubois first. Hold on.
Yeah, we can, because that's a whole subject, but I've got to go to the chat. Otherwise, it's rude. You've got guys asking genuine questions.
This got big fights in August. Like, what the hell? Maybe. God willing, I got big fight in August. God willing.
Yeah. Right. George has said, who is the donkey now? This is it. Bless him.
You already know the Donkey's fighting February against Hatawale.
Right, Jazzy Jabs says, man, why 2 p.m? I'm at work. Love Dillian. We'll be watching on Saturday, and I cannot wait.
Sunday, Jazz, Sunday.
I don't know if you'll be able to comment on this, but George has asked Dillian what he thinks of the whole WBC ordeal. I must have missed something here.
I don't know. I'm confused, sir.
Okay. Right. Also, I don't feel the best Dillian fought Tyson Fury. He was much better than that, but didn't turn up. Why?
I agree. Sometimes in life, you prepare for a moment, everything goes right, and then last minute personal things can happen, or mental things can happen. I'm honest. I'm not saying oh yeah, no. I definitely the best of me didn't turn up. You know what I mean? You know, but I'm a fighter. I'm not gonna start saying we sold all these tickets. I'm gonna pull out because of this, or I'm gonna do this because no. Let's go and fight, man. I'm not 100%, but I still come with the intensity to fight. Obviously, you know, but it is what it is. No excuse. I got beaten by the better one tonight. You know, obviously we all have ups and downs, and he kept himself to give a better than I did tonight. You know what I mean? And you know, this is just one of those things. I didn't, but you know, thank God. That's why I'm just glad I got fighting chance again to try and put all these wrongs right.
Turning southpaw, that was another thing that people were asking about as well.
It's a mental game, man. It's a fight. It's a mental game. He came out and done his thing. It had him thinking for a couple of seconds, though. For a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, he had him thinking. You know, fighting's a mental game. When you fighting someone that's crazy or a bit unpredictable, you can do unpredictable things. You can't just go out with your hands up and do like that. No, sometimes you got to do some crazy stuff. But I should have rushed him more. I rep more on the inside, but obviously I was just into my team and doing what they were saying, and you know,
I know that pissed you off though, because if you was like just you know, when you are you,
I'd have been a lot better. But you know, with experience, you got to learn to, you know, you start trusting people more, start listening more, because you get told sometimes, you don't listen, you do this, you do that, and you think, okay, all right, cool. But then you listen to the information, and the information is not. It's good information, but it's not been delivered in the right way and at the right time. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
Right, can we get the Mohawk back? The Mohawk had powers. It gave peak Dillian. Yeah, you've shaved off all your hair now, isn't it? Oh no, is that Snapchat notifications going off on your phone? What is it with you grown-ass men with Snapchat notifications?
There's nothing on my phone going off.
Damn liar. It's probably on the phone that you're on now. You know what? I don't trust you.
I swear down. No, hold on. It's on this phone, but it's probably email or something. It's on this phone. Damn, that kid's ugly.
Yeah. Thomas Carty versus Johnny Fisher would be a good fight. It would actually. I didn't think of that one.
We tried to make that fight ages ago, and Fisher said no.
Oh, interesting.
We tried to make the fight go. Fisher didn't fancy.
Arthur Bell
they
says,
say, what do you bring to the table? Hello? It's a 200 feet heavyweight, two massive white guys, both punches. One bring the whole of Ireland and one bring the whole of the UK. So there you go. Well, hello. But they're planning this trajectory for Fisher and stuff. So it's paying off. It's making money. He's selling tickets. So it's very hard to fight ticket sellers, man.
Right, that's a good point. And I think, because obviously there's more of a business strategy around those fighters. Arthur has said, Dill, will you write a book one day? Would be a good read, knowing most of your story.
Definitely will write a book one day. You know. But the thing is, because the story is not done yet, there's still more to come. There's still a lot more to come. So, you know, when I finish my career, I'll definitely write a book one day.
Toby says, big up to Abs Dillian, aka the Lone Wolf, and the chat. Great to see the big man back.
Respect, bro. Thank you. Respect this.
And I know this is true because I spoke to VJ before, so shout out to you. Dillian is one of my favorite fighters. How many years fights does Dillian give himself before he bows out of the sport?
I don't know. You know, I don't know. I take it on my body, I feel, you know, I haven't taken much damage. I've been stopped 3 times. I haven't taken much damage. I'm still healthy. I feel good. You know, people say I talk a little bit lean to one side, but I've been doing that since the day I was born. So I don't think nothing to do with boxing. But you know, I feel good, man. I feel good, and as bad as the gaps in my career have been, they probably done me a lot of good, unintentionally. If you know what I mean. I've had time to rest, sparring, I tend to recover because sometimes you forget it's the sparring where you get the damage and stuff like that. It's the sparring that wears you down the training. It's not the fight necessarily, you know.
Yeah. Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua. Now, you know what? Over to you, Dillian, because you're very good at breaking fights down. I really would like to hear you on punditry, you know, because the way you break fights down is phenomenal. But whatever. Talk to me about that fight and what you thought about it.
You're not very good at giving compliments, are you?
I just gave you one, didn't I?
No, but then you finish it like whatever. Like, you're not very good at this, are you? But it's okay.
What do you want me to do? How do you want me to finish the compliment off?
I understand.
So how do you want me to finish the compliment off?
I understand what kind of person you're a nice.
No, you don't.
You're a nice little girl in boxing in a hard industry, and you have to work tough and be tough and give it all of this and all of that.
Do you think I'm acting tough, Dillian?
I know you're a nice person with a nice kind of heart. Anyway,
No,
what are you getting for Christmas?
Huh?
What are you gonna get me for Christmas?
2 slapping on your head side.
All right, that's fine. I'll take that. But anyway, it wouldn't be the first time I get 2 slaps in my head Saturday. But anyway, yeah, Daniel Dubois, AJ.
Yeah.
First, it was a great fight, and obviously, you know, Turkey Australia did a great job bringing them two together and making them fight. And people forget, if he wasn't around, a lot of these fights wouldn't be happening. Wouldn't be,
True.
You know, boxing probably would have died out, you know, because Eddie and Frank wouldn't have been working. I'm sure the manager that got called and someone probably vacate or whatever. But yeah, it was a great fight for Daniel Dubois, a strange fight for AJ because Dubois was very aggressive. If you look at, firstly, look at the walkout.
Yeah.
Straight. How can the champion walk before the challenger? Second, if you look at the when they announced it, AJ just standing there just like that. For about 10 minutes, he just standing in the ring like that. I don't know if he was trying to intimidate the boy. Well, Daniel is bouncing, he's doing his thing, he's moving, he's staying loose.
Sweating.
Yeah, he's sweating, he's pacing up on the ring, he's ready to go. He's like a pit bull that's about to be let out of the cage. And AJ just standing there, just like a statue. He's not even blinking, he's not even loosening up or nothing. He's just standing just like that, you know. It was strange. I was just like, man, it's either it's really focused and really locked in, or his mind is gone. Where did it go? I don't know. Fight start. Dubois was on him, man. AJ seemed to be. He was jabbing, but he wasn't committing to the jab. I know he was trying to set up his right hand, obviously. But you experienced, you're Olympic gold medalist, you're 3-time world champion, whatever it is. You know that, okay, if you're trying to set someone up, you have to commit to your jab and then pull it. But he just started, he's jabbing and moving, but his jab, it's like...
It's tentative.
Like, yeah, it's a bit... And it's like, listen, someone like Dubois is young and he's hungry and he's got self-belief. You have to do something to deter him. You know, you have to take some risks. And then the risk AJ was taking wasn't paying off because he was taking the risk of moving back and using his feet as defense, but his hands was down. It was a very strange fight. Great defense on his feet, but your hands is still down. He moved his feet and then Dubois just stepped forward and threw the overhand and caught him right at the end of it. And then my biggest worry in that fight was AJ wasn't being adaptable. He wasn't correcting the mistakes. It was strange. It's that you get hit with the right hand, okay. You get hit with the right hand again. Yo, like, keep your left hand up. Keep your left hand up or move your head. And then he just, I don't know, maybe he had some injury in his shoulder or something. I don't know, because I thought with injury before my shoulder. I know what it's like. They said he was injured. So I don't know. It was a strange fight. It was like, I don't know, man. It was very strange fight. Maybe AJ was scared of Daniel or something. Or maybe he sees someone with a similar physique to him. You know, they've been in GB, they sparred and stuff. Maybe he just, I don't know. It was very strange because AJ's a big puncher, very experienced. He's a taller man, and he was sort of bending down to Daniel's height, which he was sort of bending down, leaning over. And I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to set up the uppercut or the straight right hand, but sometimes you got to set stuff up behind 2 or 3 punches, or you got to use a strong jab to keep the man in the back foot and then try and dominate. And then the one time in the fight, he decided to go forward. He went forward with his hands down. Was strange. He went forward with his hand. He was running around the whole fight. The one time he decided to go, he went forward first in the first 10 seconds.
Yep.
Okay, I thought, okay, he starts sharp, he's doing his thing. Got caught, and then he said, nope, I'm gonna get an up out of here.
Yeah.
And then he hurt Dubois because he could have knocked Daniel out. He hurt him badly. But then he rushed forward with his hands down, and then he just got clocked.
Yeah.
The same punch that was dropping him early in the fight. Everyone knows you can't go to a world-class opponent and throw an uppercut with nothing in front of it. You can do it on the defense,
Yep.
but on the offense, no.
Yeah.
No. And he did it on the defense earlier and hurt Dubois bad. They slipped and boom. But then he's offensive, and then he just dipped with his chin down, and Dubois just came over the top. He gave him the perfect opportunity. It was a strange fight for me. I think obviously AJ is a lot better than that. And obviously Daniel obviously knows now that all he's gonna do is just apply pressure and keep giving it to him.
How do you reset, Dillian, when you're in the fight with somebody that's coming forward and aggressive like how Daniel Dubois is? Because one of the things that I noticed about him, he just didn't let Anthony Joshua settle. You know, when it's like you got to move and try and reset. How would you be? How would you? All right, go on.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Dubois was tracking AJ, but it wasn't cutting him off. It was following him around the ring. If you see, that's what took him so long to get him out of there, because it wasn't stepping across. He did a great job, amazing job. It worked for him, but AJ should have used his feet and punching from angles, because AJ made Daniel fall short and then he'll move off. You made him fall short, counter him. Counter him, so next time he thinks, okay, all right, I need to be a bit more careful. And that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to counter. Sometimes you need to stand there and beat these people up or punch them hard. Even if the punch miss, you still throw something hard enough to let him think, oh crap, that didn't land. But if it lands, I need to be very careful here. You understand? You're creating good angles, but then you're not countering. You know, you can't just be on the back foot all the time. Okay, like even Fly's a counter puncher, but he goes on the front foot. He goes on the front foot because, you know, he knows that you can't just move back all the time. He might start on the back foot, but then he goes on the front foot. You know?
Yeah. How do you think if they did get into a rematch, which they're not going to do at the moment, obviously, how do you think that will go? Do you think the same thing again?
I don't know, man. It's very hard to say.
Oh no, it depends on the night, innit? But
it's very hard to say, because AJ can be a lot better than what he was. Daniel also can be a lot better than what he was. So it's very hard to say. It's very hard to say, oh, we saw the best Daniel Dubois and AJ is gonna. No, it's very hard to say. So I don't know, but I tell you, if it was a betting man, I would have definitely bet Daniel to get it done again next time. If it was a betting man, not, you know, because he won the first fight in spectacular fashion, and he was dominant as well. He didn't just accidental throw overhand. He was dominant, and AJ just seemed to be. And we know AJ sometimes mentally can take him a while to recover from defeat, because obviously he's a perfectionist and he cares a lot about what people say and what people think and stuff like that. And it seems to bother him. It took him a long time to rehabilitate after the Rivalries loss. Even after beating the Rivalries, he was still shell-shocked. We saw it in the Elenius fight, in the Jermaine Franklin fight, and in this fight, he was showing signs that he wants to be more defensive than offensive these days. But I don't know. It could just be a moment. You know, maybe someone died in his family, or he had something personal going on. You know, there's lots of things that it could be. So I don't know.
Joseph Parker goes up against Daniel Dubois this time, and I would say both of those are the most improved heavyweights in the division. The most improved. How do you see that fight going, Dill?
Parker will have a go. I tell you what, Joseph Parker will definitely have a go. Joseph Parker will have a go. You know, Joseph Parker, he will have a go. He will start off moving around and ducking and sliding and doing his thing, but he will have a go. And since I beat Parker, he's improved so much. He's improved so much. He's gotten he's got so much better. He's growing into his body more. He looks a lot more stocky now and bigger and stuff.
Yeah, he does. He's huge.
Yeah. He was a big guy when I fought him. His legs was like twice the size of mine, but you know, and he's got good hand speed. He's got very good defense.
Yep.
And I think early doors he might cause some problem for Daniel. You know, obviously he caused a big problem. That's another fight where I don't know, man. You sort of give Daniel the edge, but then you can't write Parker off, because
no, you can't.
You can't, because Joseph is very dangerous. You know, I mean, you know, look at me and him. I went down in the last round.
I remember, yeah. And you said all you heard was 8, and you had to get up. You didn't hear the other numbers. I remember that.
I made one mistake, and you know what I mean. So it goes to show you, he carries a bit of punch late in the fight and stuff. But obviously, he's not a massive puncher. The boy's a bigger puncher, but boxing's not always about big punch. You know, when you have timing and speed, and Parker will throw 4 or 5 punch combinations. You know, Dubois throw good 2s and 3. Parker throws a lot.
Yeah. Usyk and Fury go back at it again next week, based on, well, you know what? Yeah, you fought Tyson Fury. You know Tyson Fury as well, because that's what I mean. You used to train together, so you know him of old anyway. What did you think about the first fight, and how do you see this fight going?
It's very hard to say. People like to compare people of today to what they was 5, 6 years ago or whatever it was. No, you can't. You have to compare people to what they are today. You can't say, oh yeah, Fury's feet is slowed down, or he's losing this or he's losing that. Listen, none of that stuff doesn't matter. None of that doesn't matter. You have to see what you see and judge on that, not judge on what he used to be or how he used to be. We all getting older. We all getting a little bit more gun shy, a little bit more duller. You know what I mean? It's life. You know what I mean? But the first fight was an amazing fight. Firstly, I credit to Alexander Usyk. He did an amazing job. He not for everything Fury was doing. I said this, the most important thing for me in that fight was Usyk got hurt twice.
Yeah.
And he made immediate adjustment.
Okay.
And he didn't back up. Normally when you get hurt, you move around a little bit, you hold on somewhere. No, he got hurt and he went boom, okay, boom, 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 and pressed Fury again right away. He didn't get hurt and say, oh, I'm gonna back up and defend and take. No, he got hurt and he carried on pressing. He just carried on pressing, and then he almost got Fury out of there. So I was like, yo, he's showing us something that he's never shown us before. We know that he's a great boxer, very good technically, sharp, good footwork, good fitness. But for me, that it showed that Fury's power and size didn't really matter. He got hurt, reorganized, and just carried on pressuring him. And he was pressuring Fury from round 1 onwards all the way to round 12. So that's going to be very hard for. I think Tyson can beat him if he comes in about 18, 19 stones and fight him like he fought Steve Cunningham and Deontay Wilder the second time.
Yeah,
I think that's his best chance to defeat. Yeah, he needs to you might get a couple of warning off the referee, but who cares? You know, push him around. He just sides against him. But Usyk's footwork is so good, and he moves and throw punches. So Fury have to be careful. But you have to take some chances sometimes. Forget it. Just go and have a go, man.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about, Dill, and I think it's something that I think we need to obviously bring to the forefront. Unfortunately, you know, depression and boxing can go hand in hand. Boxing is an incredible sport, but often people like us that are not behind the scenes don't understand like the psychological pressures that go on with fighters. You can see that some fighters end up on drugs, some end up with drinking, and unfortunately, some end up taking their own lives. I know you like to help people out and invest in fighters, but don't you think there should be something like in boxing where there's like a counseling service? Because depression and boxing, I think they do go together, but we don't really do anything about it. We sort of like, oh, I'm sorry you died. Sorry I wasn't here when you was alive. Do you understand? What can we do to help?
You know what? That is life is just like that, though. You know, life is like that. Life is like that. It's like, you know, you follow someone, you hate them, you cuss them and say, and then the minute they die, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I wish I forgave, or I wish I this and that. It's just life. But on the boxing point, there definitely need to be a support unit for people. And I think as people, we should just generally try and support each other and try and help people out and try and see, you know, you never know. Sometimes just speaking to someone can save someone's life or change someone's outlook or give someone some least of energy they need. So I think in boxing we need it, but also in life as people, we should definitely try and help each other more and try and be a bit more supportive towards each other. You know what I mean? You know, because you don't know what someone's going through, you know? You don't know.
How important is it to have that support network around you though, Dill? You know, after you like have a loss in a fight or you go through certain trials with boxing, how important is it to have like a really strong support network around you that there to catch you when you fall?
I have 15 dogs altogether, so I'm good.
Dogs, Dillian, not people.
No, people go and come. People change their mind and their opinions. And my dogs, when I get home, my dogs just happy I'm home. It doesn't matter how long I've been gone for. They just happy I'm home, man. They just happy I'm home, and it's the best. You know, it's an amazing feeling, man. You know, my dogs is just happy. They just want to play or come and see me. They don't care about food, this and the other. They're just glad that I'm home. Whether I've been gone for 2 days or 2 months.
Here we go. Skyliner, the editor said, my matchmaking for Dillian is Big Baby Miller. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that, Skyliner. Coley. We've got to speak about Lawrence Coley, grudge match. Coley, Hell in a Cell match, Chisora trilogy, Dubois, who is the daddy match. I like that. I'm going to leave that up on the screen. We can go through these. Jarrell Miller, I think that would be insane.
I'll definitely fight Jarrell Miller. I want to listen. There's 5 fights that I'd love to have before my boxing career.
Yep.
I'd love to fight Fury and AJ again.
Oh.
I'd love to fight Andy Ruiz, because I never fought him. I'd love to fight Jarrell Miller, because I never fought him. I'd love to fight Luis Ortiz. I'd love to fight Derek Chisora. Well, it's more than 5. I'd love to fight Daniel Dubois. I'd love to fight Joseph Parker again. And then I can hang my gloves up.
That's a lot of fights, Bill.
And then I fought all the best guys in my time.
You didn't say Usyk, though, did you?
Deontay Wilder and Usyk, you know, Usyk come up after. You know, Usyk, I love to fight Usyk. Could be another, but I love to, you know, me and Deontay Wilder, unfinished business. Me and Nancy just unfinished business. Me and AJ, unfinished business. Me and Fury, unfinished business. Me and Parker, kind of unfinished business. Derek Chisora, unfinished business. Dubois, he's a young, hungry lion, so that would be great. That would be, you know, I mean, that's, who else has done that? No one else.
What about Joel Joyce?
I tried to fight Joel Joyce before. I tried.
Did you?
Tried to fight Joel.
So what happened?
Fights don't materialize, man. You know, fight don't materialize.
Interesting.
I've even said, you know, these people, listen, a lot of people say they'll fight me and they want to fight me, but they don't really want to fight, man.
Right, I'll partly answer this. Hanson Ferrari, nice name. I hope you're supporting Lewis Hamilton on his transition. Dillian, are you happy with your current fitness levels? And before you answer that, Dillian, I've been speaking to people that have been in camp with you over the years. And one of the things that they've said is you're like a bit of a workhorse. You're extremely fit. But are you happy with your fitness levels?
I try my best. I'm never happy. I always want more. I always believe I want more.
Right. Sportsmaster's asking, did you see the Pulev versus Char fight?
Yeah, I would love to fight Pulev. He's got a title. Actually, I'll fight Pulev next, actually.
I think they're going to... You know, Base the Kid, the one that you saw at the last presser when Fraser was going up against Fabio, the first fight. Anyway, he was saying that they reckon they're going to put Pulev in with Moses Atuma next. So he can get his world title record, because he's trying to get it. Is it the same time as Mike Tyson?
Interesting.
What do you think?
It's a good fight, but Pulev should fight me and make more money fighting me, and it's a better fight.
White, why Portugal over the UK? And that's from Iffy Sid, who always puts on bang on bets.
Because UK is cold and Portugal is warm. That's it. I don't like the cold, man. I hate the cold. And you know, Portugal is not too far and it's warm, and then I'm right near my family. You know, I can live a relaxed, tranquil life there as well, man. I don't have to be worrying about this and worrying about that. And me and my builder friends and my plumber friends just hang out and do just normal stuff like dirt biking, chilling out, you know, go to some small cafe on the side road, have a cup of coffee, go for walk, you know, just do some normal stuff. And be at UK, I got to drive everywhere and people see me in the supermarket and say, oh, what are you doing here shopping? I'm like, what are you doing here? You're buying food, right? I'm doing the same thing. You know, just it's nice.
I've got to say this, Raj Singh, love Dillian, massive fan, bro, in and out of the ring. True class, gentlemen. So that's a nice comment for you.
Respect, Raj. God bless.
Shout out to Karma Serene. I think this going back when you said you put your baby on the screen. Cute little baby.
I know, I'm joking, man. If you come and laugh with your kids and stuff, then he's not big anymore. He's a big kid now, but yeah.
They're saying Wilder versus Whyte is a must, and that's from Jay Greens in 2025.
Would love to. Would love to.
Because remember that time when you said he froze you out and you showed us the message. Once again, this is an absolute credit. And I will say this, Dill. You know, when you first come on the scene, obviously I saw you when you was going to fight Anthony Joshua. And it was like, what are you doing?
Just getting my shoes ready. So later when I'm going gym, it's ready.
Anyway, it was like you know your feet look really small, which is unimpressive.
This looks really small.
Yeah. What size is it? A 10?
This is a 2-liter bottle of water. Look.
What size are your shoes?
11 and a half. That's more than enough.
Anyway, shout out to Kugan Cassius because he was the one that got the fans to learn a little bit about you and to get to know you as a person, because usually you just see press conferences and then it's usually quite stiff, rigid interviews, but Kugan Cassius was able to delve into the world of Dillian Whyte, and that's what made people like myself become a huge, fan of yours and watch you all the way through your career. So I'm always going to shout out Kugan because he is my favorite in the media. So yeah, and I know he's your guy. And you two went out for some food the other night and had fun without me.
Oh, I invited you, but you said, "Oh, I ain't got money, so I'm not coming to London." That's what you said to me.
Why are you out here making it sound like I'm broke?
You're not broke, but you're tight.
Why did you do that for?
You're not broke, but you're tight.
You see you. It's all right because I'm going to catch you back for this.
No, it's all right. I'm trying to get you some sponsors so they can give you some money to help.
How about you sponsor me? You sponsor me then.
I got too much kids to sponsor.
Oh, anyway. Here we go. Full of cap. Right, Lawrence Okoli, I've got to ask you about that. Lawrence Okoli had his heavyweight debut, but he had his heavyweight debut against the Hussein. Is it Mohammed Hussein? Folded him like a deck chair in round 1. Are you sleeping? This geezer's so rude. Why are you doing this?
No. You mentioned Lawrence Okoli and I fell asleep.
Oh, stop it, man. Give him some credit.
Give him credit for what?
He done well on his heavyweight debut.
Hey,
what?
I don't know where they find that man with 18-0 record, 18-1 record, but I don't know where they. You know what?
WBC silver now, isn't he?
You know, well done, Lawrence. You did great. Yes. Congratulations. You made a great heavyweight debut, and if you want to fight in the future, I've already reached out to you about fight. You see, you want to fight many times. I've accepted. If you want to fight, be serious. Stop talking trash and tell Joe Gallagher to brush his teeth because his mouth stinks.
Why would you do that?
Because he does it. Joe Gallagher is always talking smack.
Yeah, man.
Joe Gallagher is always talking smack and his mouth looks like a trash can.
What is your problem with Joe? What's the problem?
He seems to have a problem with me. I don't know what the problem is. I used to respect Joe Gallagher, and then he's been saying stuff about me behind the scenes and acting like a little rat for a long time, and I just had enough. So would you not fight him then? I said, do you know what I just said? I said, look, if you want a fight with me, let's be serious. You know,
I like that fight.
You know where I am. We don't need to be on social media shouting and screaming. Yeah. Just send me some papers, man. Listen, these guys like to talk and use my name as clout and build up their profile. Listen, bro, he called me up. I accepted. This was 2 years ago.
Oh, was it 2 years ago?
When was he chatting rubbish on social media? I said, yo, let's fight.
Is the sparring rumors? Was it the sparring rumors, isn't it? Was there some history of you two in sparring?
What you have to understand is, when these people come to sparring, I'm losing weight. I'm training 2-3 times a day.
Yeah.
I got 4 guys in camp. They're doing 2 rounds a piece. I'm doing 10, sometimes 8, sometimes 12 rounds. Of course, they're gonna look good. They're gonna come in and do 2 rounds and get out. They might look good for the first 20 or 30 seconds, and that's what people do. The video sparring and they cut it and they show the whole sparring. You have the whole video. Show the whole video.
Also, so there was a video piece that was put out.
He put like 15 seconds or 10 seconds of sparring.
Interesting.
And everyone, But these people are crazy, man. Listen. Stand up in the room with me for 12 rounds and see. You might start sharp. You might be all right. You might do a few things. I might even get knocked down, but I'm gonna be on you. I'm gonna be on you, boy. You know. Anyway, let's stop
No,
talking.
I like that fight because obviously
let's stop talking. Let's talk about more important things. Lawrence Cole is That is it. Him and Joe need to brush their teeth. That's it.
My days. You know what? Okay, it's your words. So what is your intention?
For what?
What is your intention? You go and fight Tete. We're going to be positive. You get through him. What's the plan for you, Dill? Because there's some fights there that you mentioned.
Be very busy next year. I want the big fights. So if they understand there's lots of fights in the works already, just planned already for next year, and
is there?
Stay on and he fighting him. Yeah, it's now.
Are you going to get out to Saudi?
I wish.
I'd like to see you out there.
I'd love to get out there, but everything in its time. Obviously, I don't want to give me nothing, hand me nothing. I just want to sit at the table and a fighting chance. That's all I've ever asked, and that's all I want. So I got one now. So I will handle business Sunday. Obviously, Tete will come to a fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, what I like about Tete, he lost to Dubois and he went and got a couple of wins after. I didn't just sit down and say, I'm going to be a journeyman and get paid and have another few losses. You know what I mean? He is lost and he went back home and worked his way up. And obviously, and why he got knocked out against Dubois, he was trying to shoot out with Dubois way too early. He was just trying to shoot out with Dubois. He came out, he was trying to trade Dubois. He didn't try to move around. He just traded Dubois and then he got banged out. You can't be training big punches that early in the fight, No. So there's good signs there. So let's see.
Well, let's see. I'll listen. I wish you all the best. I'll be watching it because obviously it's live on DAZN. A nice little bit of Sunday.
Why did you come?
Because I'm broke, remember?
No, you just said you're not broke. So why didn't you come?
No, you've called it.
I didn't say
you want
broke.
You're going to fly me out?
I said you're tired.
You're going to fly me out?
Me?
Yeah?
Me?
You're going to fly me out?
When my accountancy, I'm flying women out. And then
I'm boxing media. I'm not just a woman. I'm boxing media.
Care. My accountant don't care about that. He just see female and he said, interesting. I can't claim that back.
You can't put that on the budget.
No.
Well, I'll be watching it anyway, because obviously we've got to see what's happening with you next. And listen, I've taken up loads of your time. You've been here for an hour. I appreciate it so much, Dill. I appreciate everyone in the chat as well. Do you know what I mean? Thanks for your questions and that. Sorry I didn't get through them all, but you know what it's like once I start rabbiting away. And it's overdue.
I gotta put up with it. These people that's gonna do it for what? I get calls from me sometimes. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Gonna get abused for an hour.
But did you enjoy it? I thought you liked getting abused anyway.
No, if I'm getting paid, yeah. If I'm getting paid, yeah.
Listen, we're going to leave it there. Dillian, all the best on Sunday. This will come off, Dill, so I'm going to play an outro. Thank you to every one in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed, if you can, that'd be nice. I'll be back here on Saturday doing a watch-along for the Boxer and the Matchroom show, and then I might see what this fraud's saying on Sunday. But yeah, I'm going to say au revoir, so thank you, and we're out.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.